Hello fellow creators and welcome to my channel, Create Craft Costume, where we think creating is as close to magic as we're gonna get. Today I'm going to be making 3 different Harry Potter Dollar Tree inspired signs to help fill out my friend's broom. If you want more of an idea of what I'm talking about, I have shared pictures on both our Facebook and our Instagram, but please continue to watch the video in order to see our Quidditch inspired sign, mascot inspired sign, and our Lucky Potion Felix Felicis inspired sign. If you are liking what you see, please don't forget to subscribe and like. It really does help our channel. And with that, let's get into today's video. Before we begin this first sign, I want to talk about a few of the supplies. This first one, the Ireland Quidditch sticker, actually came from a subscription box. It's called LitJoy. And these I purchased off of eBay. And all I did was I took the keychain portion off, and I'm going to use these as the brooms for one of my signs. Now, have you ever ordered something a little apprehensively and then it comes and it's so much better than you actually anticipated? That was definitely this Nimbus 2000 broom pen for me. I didn't order enough for 2 signs because at the time these were, I think, 10 to 12 a piece. And I just didn't want to spend that much on one decorative item. So I went on eBay and found a little bit more affordable option. However, this turned out so cool. It is actually a pen. So if you pull this out down here, the best part I think is this Nimbus 2000 decal. My only complaint is it doesn't have it on the back side, but I actually really think this would make the coolest stocking stuffer. I will make sure to link everything in the description box down below. And unfortunately, the Amazon seller has increased the price for this since I bought, but I will still link it down below. And I personally really recommend this item. I think it looks cool. It came in this cool box. And yes, I know it's early, but sometimes functional Harry Potter stocking stuffers are hard to find. So that's just a recommendation. To begin our Quidditch sign, we're going to need this double Shamrock sign from the Dollar Tree. And I am going to paint this inner green Shamrock. I'm going to paint it with a Plaster chalk paint. However, before I do this, a tip that I have is anything from the Dollar Tree that comes with glitter, I always give it a really good coat of spray paint. So normally, if I were to do this, you would see so much more than what is coming off. And the reason for that is because I coat this and I actually let it dry for hours. It doesn't matter what hairspray. I get the hairspray from Dollar Tree as well, but that will help make sure that your glitter stays where you want it to instead of coming off all over the paintbrush. So once that has dried, then I'm just going to take the Plaster chalk paint and I'm going to paint the inner Shamrock. And as you can see, it is going to leave a texture to it, but I actually prefer that rather than trying to recreate a gold border on the back. I think the texture will help it fit with the rest of the sign. While we are waiting for the signs to dry, we can work on the golden snitch that is going to go at the top. And I took one of the ornaments from this really small ornament pack. Then I took my hot knife, and this was off camera because again, it is corded, and I melted the top bobble part off of the ornament. And the reason for that is because I want to glue it down like this so that it can be flush with the sign, but also so that there's not a part poking up. To finish prepping this, I'm actually going to draw some puffy lines on here with glue, and then I'm going to let that dry before I can paint it. But that way it'll look like some of the 3D effects. Once you've drawn the lines, I put some pony beads that also came from Dollar Tree. They come in a pack of like 250. I put those to give the wings something to hook into and be stable, because this doesn't have like an arch on the outside. It only has this hole. But before we attach the wings, I'm going to paint this all a metallic gold just to make it look more uniform. And I got this metallic at Tuesday morning. Once you have the desired amount of coats, you are now ready to get started applying the wings. Because like I said, this does not have like a hoop or anything that I can just attach this with. I added some floral wire, and then I made a hole in the middle of the pony bead. And I did this with the same tool that I used to melt the back off. I used it with my Versatool hot knife. And I actually did it with the tapered point hot tool. So once you have made those, you're gonna wanna make sure that you can find and get the wings through the hole before you fill it with any glue. Because like here, this is getting caught. So I'm gonna take my pliers and I'm gonna flatten this again and twist it to make sure that this can go in the hole easily, because you want this to just slide inside like that and to help hold the wing on. Now, once you are ready for gluing, I am not going to use hot glue because I think this is too small of an area. So I'm actually going to use these precision glue super glue gel bottles, and you can also get this from Dollar Tree. If what I just described to you sounded a little difficult, I won't lie, it was more difficult than even I thought. Definitely do not use hot glue. I have this gel all over my fingers. I probably could have done some gloves. Hot glue, you'll just be a painful mess. I ended up having to cut the wire off of one and redo it. But this stuff is actually really good. As long as you hold it here for a certain amount of time, as you can see, it's not bending. It'll actually start setting up and holding itself. So I am going to let these dry overnight. And even though this may take some effort, this may take a little trial and error, you can't tell me that these don't look super cool, especially when the amount to make this was pretty much $3 to $4. With the completion of our snitch, we are actually ready to start gluing things on. So as I mentioned, I just removed the keychain portion with a set of pliers, and I'm going to glue the brooms on like this. I will make sure that the snitch is up here, and then I'm going to put the Ireland sticker right on here. Now, you could just stick this right to it. That's not a problem, but I actually want to give it just a little bit of dimension. So I'm going to use 3D dots in order to put this Ireland sticker right in the middle of it. See, and it's not much, but I do like that it just gives it just a little bit of pop. And if for some reason I do ever want to reuse the sticker, I'm pretty sure I could take it off the back and reuse it. So now I'm going to hot glue these on here and put the snitch right there. And here's what the first one looks like with everything all glued down. Now, I actually have a few more St. Patrick's Day's items, so be sure to pay attention to when holiday items go on sale, because this was at Joann's and it says $2.99, but I got it when their seasonal items went 40% off. Same thing with these wings. I can't remember if I mentioned that or not. But because the Leprechaun is the mascot, I want to add 2 leprechauns right here just to kind of fill in some of the space and make it more Quidditch. I will glue these on and place them with a set of tweezers, and then I'm going to call this one done. And here's what the second sign looks like with the pens instead of the keychains. And I actually really do like both. So if you're looking to save a little bit of money, you can do the keychain route. And I would really like you to tell me in the comments down below, which one is your favorite? Do you prefer the first one with the keychains, or do you prefer the second one with the Nimbus 2000 pens? Please leave a comment of first or second down below. However, I think both of these turned out really, really cute. Now, this next one has very indirect ties to Harry Potter, but since I need 3 to fill out the broom well, I wanted to use this window cling since the Irish mascot is a leprechaun. So for this next one, all you're going to need is one of the St. Patrick's window clings and a frame of your choice. Now, unfortunately, because this is a window cling and it's not like most people set out to frame these do not quite fit within an 8x10 frame. With that being said, if you want to go up to an 11x14, you can, but that won't fit the project that I'm working on. So instead, I am actually going to have it fill out this frame as much as I can. And then I am going to cut it right on the edge. And instead, I'm actually going to Mod Podge the rest on the outside of the frame. I think it's going to give it a bit more mischievous look, and then it will still fit the dimensions that I need it to. Now, because this is a window cling, it will actually cling to the glass, but since I want this to last a long time and I'm worried about it staying, I am actually going to put Mod Podge on the back and apply it that way. Now, this is what it looks like when it's all been Mod Podged over and under. And while I was doing this, I decided that I really didn't like the Mod Podge on the glass. So I tried the second one with a spray Mod Podge, and I much prefer this one. I wish I could do both of them this way, but that's why I thought I would show you 2 different techniques and you can choose which one that you would like to do yourself. Now, once this is dried and ready to go, I do want to add some embellishments around the image. And the only ones that I could find at Dollar Tree were made of foam, and I just wanted something a little more substantial, so I picked these up at the 40% off Hobby Lobby St. Patrick's Day sale. And I do want to see how the oversized gems are going to look on the corner. And I hope you can tell these do actually have an incredibly sticky back. So you can also tell me in the comments down below, do you prefer the smaller shamrocks or the larger ones? Now, all I have left to do is add a hanger to the back so that it can be hanged from the broom. And I'm actually just going to use a leftover twine one from the previous Valentine's Day projects that I will link up above in the card. And I'm going to hot glue this really, really well on the back, and then we'll move on to our next sign. This final sign I'm really excited about because the friend that I'm giving this to helped collaborate with it. When I gave her her Valentine's Day sign, she predicted that there would be a Felix Felicis potion because of its association with luck. And because I was so focused on Quidditch, I actually hadn't planned a third sign yet. So I went and found what are some of my Felix Felicis options. And I found this sticker. And this is by the art of Joe Nicholson. I'll make sure to link her shop down below. To finish it off, I'm going to add a couple of embellishments like the jewel shamrocks from the last project. I'm going to add this magical text across the bottom. I picked this up for under $1 at Joann's. Now, the thing that you need to know is that this is not in the standard adult section. This is in the Little Makers wood shape section. And I wanted to add just some minor details on here. So I am taking these gold kind of dot accents and I am going to glue them on the green around here just to kind of give it a finishing look. Something that I want to note about these accents is these were actually meant as nail jewels. So don't just look in the crafter square section. You can always think outside the box when looking for new items. So now all I'm going to do is glue these on and then our piece is done. So this was a fairly easy project if you have all of the pieces that you want to use. Here they are hanging in all of their glory on my friend's broom in her living room. Now, please don't forget to tell us which one is your favorite in the comments down below. You can say Quidditch, mascot, or lucky potion. And please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. See you in the next video.